Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be creating a web page as opposed to a post. Posts are generally used for blogs, but today we're going to use a web page. As we've seen already in the previous or the other video in relation to creating posts, it's pretty much along the same lines. You know, everything of importance is located over here on your left. So in relation to the posts, you just hovered over posts and you added a new post. Now in relation to pages, you can hover over pages and you can choose to select add new, or you can click on all pages. You can just give yourself a little refresher. You can actually see the pages which are already created along here, yeah? But at the top you can also just click add new page. From here, what we're going to do is add our content to the main window, and as usual I'll always have some content ready, and here we go. Usually most people won't have content ready. I'm just doing this for the sake of the video, so make life a little bit easier for everybody. So I'm going to right paste that in, or right click, copy paste, Control V, whatever your poison, choose your poison. Paste as plain text. Yeah, put that in there. Another thing that does actually as well, when you're pasting something in, paste as in plain text, what it does is it takes out any formatting. Say if you were copying this from a Word document, Microsoft Word often has formatting in the background that you can't see. It's not visible, but it's the reason why documents look as they do, why they have paragraphs, why they have spaces, why they have capital letters, why letters are bolded, all that sort of stuff. So what you need to do when pasting into this window on WordPress is actually paste in as plain text. That strips out all of that kind of formatting, because you don't want to paste all that kind of stuff into the background as well in WordPress. You want a clean start so that you can then get WordPress to do any formatting that's required. Okay, so we're going to set this page up as it's pretty much just of course, a search engine article. So what we call it? We'll call it, I don't know, search engines and what they do, for the sake of it, yeah. Here now, usually this is your actual permalink on the page. This is the permanent URL, or the permanent link to the page. For SEO purposes, it's always good to have the actual, or at least the majority of the page title within the actual URL, and that's easy to do here. You can actually edit the URL physically, and you can actually copy paste that in. That's one option. Or, as we'll see, what normally actually happens once you've actually this set up in permalinks, I'll show you that in a little bit. Once you've actually it's set up properly in permalinks, once you actually type in the title here, WordPress will fill in the actual URL for you. It will take the content from the title and it will put it in here automatically. So normally you don't have to do that, but it's just another option. If you wish to do that there, copy paste it in, click OK. As you can see now, there's no longer any caps lock letters here. Everything is just condensed down. Don't worry about the little dots. All that's basically doing is it's condensing down the complete title so that you can see it contained within this little area. But that still reads search engines and what they do right here. Okay, so don't worry about that. Well, actually, another thing you should consider is sometimes these titles can be too long. But again, WordPress will tell you that, or should I say, your WordPress SEO by Yoast plugin will tell you that. Anyway, I'm meandering here. So, create our page. As in the post video, if you've watched the post video, what you got to do again is you got to ensure that the page is correctly formatted. You got to give yourself a heading, It's actually quite a good idea not to have the same header and the same title on your page, so it's good not to have the exact same text here. Yeah, mix it up a little bit. Google doesn't want generic samey content across the pages. It wants to see nice fresh individual titles and fresh content, so this is probably actually a little bit too samey. We'll call it, yeah, something like that. So the first header on your page, or H1 or H tag on your page, needs to be a H1. So all you got to do there, really, turn this into a H1, is drop down menu, instead of paragraph, select H1, and there you go, bang, that is your first H1. Within the page, it's also good to have a couple of at least one H2. That didn't sound right. One H2, a H2 tag. Yeah, that sounds better. So a H2, another H tag on the page, and make it a H2. So we'll just call this Google. I'm not too sure what the content writes about here, but we'll say I don't know. We'll call this section Web Analytics for the sake of it. So again, highlight that from your drop down and select H2. Now you have your H1 here and you have your H2 here, so that's good. That's what Google wants to see. It wants to see at least one H1 and preferably at least one H2 within the page content. As well as that, keep in mind, keep your paragraph spaced out, you know. Don't have your pages like this, endless reams of text. People need to be able to separate things out and read it, and Google is actually looking at that in the background. It may not seem all that important, but Google is actually looking to see that you've formatted your wording correctly, so that readers are finding that, you know, the overall usability of your site is good. And again, it is a ranking factor, so make sure that the overall usability of the site is good. Google wants to know that when people go onto your site, they're finding it easy to navigate, and the on-page text, paragraphs, etc., headings is just one of those factors. So I might as well go into filling out the Yoast plugin here. I didn't do it on my post video, but we'll do it here. Now, Yoast, WordPress SEO by Yoast is a plugin. What that basically means is that it's a piece of software that you download and you install on your WordPress installation. It allows you to analyze the on-page content, the URL, the headers, the information on your page, and it breaks it down and it tells you really you know, how you are doing for your focus keyword. And your focus keyword is the keyword within the content that you really want to rank for. So we'll say in this instance, I really want to rank for search engines. Okay, so that is right here. It's first in the first H1 tag. It's always good to have the main keyword search term somewhere in the first H1, preferably at the very beginning. You know, that's another element in ranking to consider. So I'm going to put that down here, focus keyword. So our focus keyword is search engines, and what it actually does is Yoast goes out and it trawls the web, and it actually finds different, how would you say, alternatives and additional secondary keywords to search engines. But what we're sticking with today is just search engines as our focus keyword. So just select that. That's good. And again, when you come down here, this is the actual title on the page. Now, what the title is, okay, when you actually search for a website, on the tab of each page at the top, the title appears on the actual tab of the web page, which is the very top tab area, I suppose, that you see within your internet browser. So a lot of people don't have titles on their pages, and it's a huge mistake to do that. You know, you should always have a page title. You should always have below that a meta description. You know, in the good old days, all this kind of content would have been entered into the back end of the website by hand, but through the wonders of modern technology and inventions, software developments, let's say, like WordPress, things are become a lot easier. So people, the general public, and people who want to mess around with their own websites don't have to worry about these kind of things anymore. So I'm going to create this title. Always try and get your brand name into your title also. So what do we got here now? We've got our main title from the page in here, and we've also got our brand in the actual title as well. So we've got everything we need here. You know, there are a few more little tweaks and changes that can be made. I'm not going to go into the finer points of SEO. There are definite improvements that can be made to this title, but essentially all I'm trying to do now is show you how to build a title. Yeah, I don't want to start to go into keyword research and all that kind of stuff, because this video will end up being like 2 hours long. Anyway, continue on. Meta description. You always need to get your keyword or your focus keyword into your SEO title and into your meta description. Meta description. It's basically when you actually do a search on the web. When you do a search on the web. Okay, let's do a little search. Let's google.co.uk. Right. Let's see. Cars for sale. Something easy like that. Yeah. So, what you're seeing here is, first of all, your page title. This is your page title here, as in this bit of content we've been messing with. And below that is the meta description, which has been entered onto the page right here, and that's what we're entering here. So you can see how important it is that you have a good page title and a meta description in place. Not only is it important for ranking reasons, it's also important for click-through rates and for conversion rates. You know, if you've got a really rubbishy meta description here and an equally rubbish title, people are going to think, right, this website, they don't know what they're doing, or they don't care. I'm not going to click on that site because, you know, they obviously don't put any consideration into their website. So what are they going to do for me, or what are their products like? Their products could be a pile of crap for all I know. So always make sure you write a good title. Always make sure you write a good meta description, because yeah, you need to have a good meta description in order to get people to click through on your website. You know, if it's a rubbish meta description, they won't click through. It's as simple as that. Okay, it's as simple as that. So once you have that done, I'm not going to actually go type in the whole thing in. For now, I'll just type in. I'll just type in search engines, but this essentially should be 156 characters in length. And as you type, you can see that the counter is actually going down. So it's actually telling you how many characters you have left. So there's no reason for you to overrun your 156 characters. Always keep it to the 156 or below. You know, preferably don't go below 140 characters. Keep it somewhere between 140 and 156. And as any SEO person will tell you, it's really nice when you get exactly 156 on the dot. It's kind of like a little bonus. Again, in relation to the page title up here, you can see that here it says you got 70 characters in total that you're allowed to use, and here we've got 22 left. So as you go, you can see this counting down until eventually it will get to 70. So again, try and keep your page title, say, between 40, at least 40 characters, and up to 70 max. Okay. Right, if you wanted to put an image on this page, you've got two options. First of all, you can set a featured image, which is over here. Now, depending on your theme, featured images can look different on your theme. It really depends what theme you're using. But if you select a feature image, it will often sit taking up pretty much the entire page. As I said, again, it really depends on your theme. You're generally I don't use them. Generally, the only place I do use them is in, say, for instance, blog posts, because in blog posts the formatting looks a lot better. In pages, I'm more inclined to actually get a smaller image and put it on the page itself. And how I would do that is I simply choose the position on my page. Say if I want this image to go in here, I'll just click in here and then I'll click Add Media. So here we go, here's some media in here. So I want to click, if I want to choose an image that I already have on the site, then I'll click one of these guys. But if I wanted to upload an image from my computer, I would simply click Upload Files, then I would click Select Files, and I would find the relevant image that I want to use. Okay? Right, so but for now we're going to choose something from the media library. We're going to choose this little penguin dude. Click Insert into Page, and there you go. There's your penguin. Simple as that. However, there are ways that you can actually see that obviously this looks a bit skewed because of the image size. If you want to refine this a little bit, you want to position the penguin to position the image, sorry, to the left, to the right, to the center. You can actually just click on it and it highlights, and then click the edit image box up here, and from here you're able to actually select the positioning of the image. Okay, that's one factor. So I'm going to click on left to put him to the left. As you can see, that will push all the text then to the right. Another thing about this is remember to have some text, a title on your image, and also some alternative text on your image. Again, this is another thing Google looks at. It wants to see that, you know, your page is fully completed. Every image has some form of a title. It doesn't want images there that basically it doesn't have a clue what it is. It doesn't know how it relates to the overall content on the site. So if you have an image, give the image a title, and really what you need to do is make sure that the actual title relates to the image. Don't try and spam by all the time putting your brand name in here. That's a bad idea. It might have been a good idea in bygone days, but don't do it now. So do that there. Choose your positioning of the image and click Update. Now you can see how the image is pulled to the left, all the text here is pulled to the right, and you can mess around with that, you know. Choose whatever option you want, whatever looks best in your case, and once you've done all that, you can either click Publish or click Preview. In this instance, we're just going to click Preview because I don't want to actually publish this page to my site. So click Preview, and that is what the page will actually look like once it's published and once it's on the site and once it's added to the menu on the site, if I decided to add this page to the menu. Again, we'll look at the menu, how to use the menu, how to add pages and how to add posts to the menu at some later point. But for now, that's it. Thanks for watching.